Meanwhile, the Nigerian Senate has ordered the Senate Committee on Communications to investigate a surge in data cost and propose suitable solutions for the telecommunications sector. The committee also requested the ministry to create a policy framework for the affordable internet services. This comes after a debate on a bill sponsored by Senator Asukwe Kwenyong, which criticized the financial strain on millions of Nigerians, particularly young people.
The Senate is concerned that fiber optic internet services remain unaffordable for the average young Nigerians, leaving them heavily dependent on mobile telecommunications companies for internet access, and that the sudden and substantial increase in data costs threatens their economic survival and limits access to critical digital services. The Senate is further concerned that the reasons provided by telecom providers for the data price hike include high operational costs, unfavorable exchange rates, are untenable, and appears that instead of addressing the root causes of the high cost of doing business in Nigeria, the burden is being unfairly transferred to end users. The Senate is aware that the high cost of doing business in Nigeria is driven by multiple challenges, such as increased operational risk and insurance costs. The Senate believes that urgent government intervention is required to ensure that affordable internet access remains available to all Nigerians, particularly the young Nigerians who are the backbone of Nigeria's digital economy. Distinguished colleagues, we are at the fourth industrial revolution, the Internet of Things. A fast, reliable, and affordable internet is a precursor for Nigeria's effective participation in this industrial revolution.
Senators unanimously approved a motion at a session presided over by Senate President Godswill Akpabio.
The Protection Consumer Commission is not helping out in this matter. So we are, everybody, not only young people who make use of internet that are suffering. Everybody, because there's nobody who doesn't use internet. Even here in the chamber, we all use internet services. So something has to be done to regulate this absurd increase in tariffs.
The debate in supporting this motion on the urgent need to address the increased cost of data services in Nigeria. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, much as the high cost of data affects everyone in this country, including my humble self, but I'm particularly interested in this because of the manner it affects the young men who are in larger population in this country, who are the most productive sector. They rely on data to acquire resources that we are not able to provide for them. We can't give them jobs. And they use their creativity to ensure that they get productive.
Senator Asukwe Kwenyong for raising this particular motion to address the plight of internet users, data users across Nigeria. It will not only affect the young people, it will also affect the elderly, and that it will also help to ensure that people are not thrown out of business, because those who are not employed now are self-employed, and they utilize data on a daily basis. So this motion, when implemented, will assist particularly our young entrepreneurs, not only to remain in business, but to ensure that they have affordable pricing that will also generate revenue and profits for them. So I thank you for bringing this motion. I thank my colleagues for their contributions and for the amendments done to the prayers. I thank you. So congratulations for this.
The Senate has requested the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy to collaborate with the telecommunications providers to review data costs and ensure fair and affordable pricing for all Nigerians. The Nigerian Senate has passed a bill mandating citizens' registration to overhaul the country's identity management system. The bill aimed at establishing a harmonized, cost-effective identity system that aligns with global best practices, enhances data accuracy, promotes inclusion, and closes gaps in Nigeria's identity database. Was based on a report by the Committee on National Identity Card and Population, chaired by Senator Victor Ume.
So the bill as follows: to provide for the establishment of national identity database for the nation, establish the National Identity Management Commission charged with responsibility for maintenance of the National Identity Database, registration of registrable persons, issuance of identity credentials, and superintend over identities, management issues. To strengthen the legal framework of national and digital identity, thereby creating an optimal foundational identification ecosystem that fosters inclusion, universal coverage, and accessibility. Establish a harmonious foundational identity system that is governed by a less restrictive, less cumbersome, non-discriminatory, non-punitive data protection, cost-effective, and compliance with global best practices.
Leader, to ensure that what we have passed here is in conformity with what has been passed by the House of Representatives, and in the effect that there is any differential, we go into the usual conference committee to resolve the differences. So I thank all of you, and I pray that this bill will ensure that we have proper record and proper data to plan not just for the current generation, but for future generations of Nigerians. Thank you. Leader of the Senate.
The bill establishes a centralized database and commission for citizens' registration and identity card issuance upon its lawful signing.
Hello. Hope you enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the notification button so you get notified about fresh news updates.